Hey guys, welcome to Khanvolution. My name's Khan, and today I'm going to be watching RWBY Volume 2, Chapter 2, titled Welcome to Beacon. But we're already at Beacon, but I guess the welcome is more for like all the students coming from the various kingdoms to participate in the Vital Festival tournament, which is going to be so awesome. I can't wait to see all these like new characters. I hope we get to see some new characters in this chapter specifically, because it'll be interesting to see, all their different weapons, their combat styles. Do different kingdoms have different combat styles? That'll be so cool to see. And also, how they fight against Team RWBY and Team Juniper and all that stuff. Like I mentioned in my previous videos, I'm a huge fan of tournament arcs in anime, so I can't wait for RWBY to delve into that. And chapter 1 actually set a very dark tone for this volume in general. And the way chapter 1 started was just started off with cold-blooded murder at Tuxton's bookshop. I mean, Mercury, Emerald, and Cinder, these guys mean business. They're not just ordinary villains, they're like mafia gangsters, you know what I'm saying? So that definitely set a very strange, dark tone for the whole volume in general. But chapter 1 didn't just have that, it also had like one of the most epic food fight scenes I've seen in history, bro. Have I seen a food fight as crazy as that? No, I don't think so. Like, that had to be like the most epic food fight I've ever seen, animated, live action, or otherwise. Oh my god, like, it's crazy how RWBY melds in, like, cold-blooded murder with, like, some of the most epic stuff you've ever seen, the most fun epic stuff you've ever seen, So I'm super excited to get into this, Volume 2, Chapter 2. I cannot wait. Thank you again for all you commenters who are continuing to stay active in the comment section, informing me about RWBY, all the information that I missed, all the information that I'm still elaborating on, trying to get used to, and you guys clarifying all that information for me. So thank you guys so much, and please continue to do so. And as always, if you guys are enjoying my videos, please hit a like, subscribe, and share the video with any other like-minded individuals who you think might enjoy watching RWBY with us, or in their case, revisiting RWBY with us. So without further ado, and I'm gonna say no more, so let's go ahead and dive into RWBY Volume 2, Chapter 2, Welcome to Beacon. 3, 2, 1, son! Oh right, the new opening! I keep forgetting there's a new opening! Oh dude, the visuals in this are so cool! They're all lined up with like the energy flowing in the background. Oh dude! Oh, it's crazy how like John puts his hand on Pyrrha's shoulder in this time, whereas in the previous opening, it was Pyrrha who put her hand on John's shoulder. That's crazy, dude. Oh, that's my favorite part, just Pyrrha kicking ass with the music in the background. Oh, that's a cool shot of just like, Cinder and the ship going by. Oh, dude, they're all gonna be facing off against like, their like counterparts. Oh, I love this. They all come at each of their silhouettes and shadows. Silhouette against the bow, dude, yes! Oh, man. Ooh. Yo, that ship looks tight. Yo, is it just me, or do the graphics look way more like detailed and crisp and just like... Ooh, dude, the school looks tight from like the hover vision. Oh, dude, this looks tight. Oh.
Ironwood certainly loves bringing his work wherever he travels.
Ironwood?
Well, running an academy and a military makes him a busy man.
Running academy and military.
A bit of an eyesore.
Wait, so who?
Come in.
What? Oh, is that him?
Hello, General.
General Ironwood? Dude, he runs a military and an academy?
And Glinda, it has certainly been too long since we last met.
Ooh.
Oh, James.
James, Glinda, first name basis? Do I detect the history there, guys? Perhaps of a romantic nature?
So, what in the world has brought you all the way down from Atlas?
Oh, he's from
Headmasters
Atlas.
don't typically travel with their students for the Vital Festival.
So he's a headmaster and he's a military general?
Besides, would you host our...
Just brings out some questionable liquid and that's
appreciate quality time between friends. However, the small fleet outside my window has me somewhat concerned.
Yeah, I feel like that would have anybody concerned.
Is what brought them here.
I understand travel between kingdoms has become increasingly difficult.
Oz, you and I both know why I brought those men.
Why?
We are in a time of peace. Shows of power like this are just going to give off the wrong impression.
But if what Crow said is true, then...
If what Crow said is true, then we will handle it tactfully.
The queen has
Survival
pawns.
festival. A time to celebrate unity and peace.
That's why he's here.
So I suggest you not scare people by transporting hundreds of soldiers halfway across the continent.
Damn.
Just being cautious.
As am I. Which is why we will continue to train the best huntsmen and huntresses we can.
Believe me, I am.
So he's a headmaster from an academy at
yourself,
Atlas.
Do you honestly believe your children can win a war?
I hope they never have to.
Spoken like a person who's actually seen war, you know what I'm saying? Oh my god, what a conversation, dude. Shit's getting serious, bro. He brought over hundreds of soldiers from wait, what's this? What are they playing?
Your kingdom for battle. Bring it on. I deploy the Elysian Air Fleet. Looks like I get to fly right over your Earth and attack.
Dude, are they playing like freaking Yu-Gi-Oh? Dude, I love this.
And since Atlas is
Oh, it's like a
my repair time only
card
lasts
game mixed with kind of like
20
a world-class Monopoly kind of
Pretty
thing.
sneaky, sis. But you just activated my trap card.
Trap card?
Nevermore.
Giant Nevermore. Oh, dude, this is just like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Feathers will slice your fleet in two. But
Oh, this is awesome.
the Nevermore will turn on your own forces. That's just a chance I'm willing to take.
Weiss doesn't seem like she's getting the game. Oh, Team Juniper. Nora's passed out. Yo, is John reading an X-Men comic? Wait, no, X-Ray Jab. That's clearly X-Men inspired, right? Dude, the...
Smugglers of wind. Looks like I'm taking 2 cards from your hand. Have you
Pyrrha starts reading it and said, love it.
Well, Weiss, it's your turn.
I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
I figured as
It's
much.
easy. You're playing as Vacuo, which means all Vacuo-based
Oh, so they're
cards
playing
come
as
with a
each of the
bonus.
different
Sounds
continents.
dumb.
See, you've got Sandstorm, Desert Scavenge. Oh,
Desert
Resourceful
Scavenge,
Raider.
Sandstorm.
See, now you could take Ruby's discard air fleet and put it in your hand.
Okay.
And
Ruby,
since
go to
Vacuo
Blake's
already
team and
has
help
an
her.
endurance boost against natural hazards. You could use Sandstorm to disable my ground forces and simultaneously.
Ooh, special effect.
infiltrate
Maybe that's
my
like a magic
kingdom.
card?
Just know that I will not forget this declaration of war.
Just know, I will not forget this declaration of war. Then why help her in the first place?
Yes, fear the almighty power of my forces. Cower as they pillage your homes and weep as they take your
Weiss is having one of her moments.
Trap card.
Trap card.
Your armies have been destroyed.
I hate this game of emotions we play. Strong Weiss will make it through this together. Shut up, don't touch me.
Shut up, don't touch me. Hugs her more. Oh, man.
Sorry, what am I doing? You're
Oh, I love this chapter so much.
Right.
Hey, can I play?
Sorry, John. We've already got 4 people.
Besides, this game requires a
Hey,
certain
maybe you
level
could
of
be a-
tactical cunning
make
that
your
I
own
seriously
continent.
doubt you possess.
You attacked your own naval fleet 2 turns ago.
Bring it on, Ice Queen. I'll have you
Ice
know
Queen.
that I've been told I'm a natural-born leader.
By who? Your mother?
And Pyrrha.
Hello again.
By her
Come on, let me
mother
play your
and
hand for
Pyrrha.
a turn.
I'm not trusting you with the good citizens of Vacuo.
Why not? You've trusted me with way more important stuff before.
Really?
I mean, you told us all that Blake is secretly a
Fun-loving person whom we all admire and respect.
Oh, dude.
Bad.
You screwed up.
Ladies?
Well, she screwed up first. That's her secret to tell, not yours, fool.
Hey, son.
Ruby?
God
yeah,
damn, abs right in front of your face.
Why does everyone keep calling me that?
I never
Ice
got a chance to
Queen.
formally introduce you to my old friend.
Aren't libraries for reading?
Thank you.
Pancakes.
Nerd. Intellectual. Okay.
Oh man,
I'm Neptune.
So Neptune.
Neptune.
Where are you
Interesting.
from?
Haven. And I don't
Haven.
believe I've caught your name, Snow Angel.
I'm
He calls her Snow Angel too.
Pleasure to meet you.
I never took you as the board game playing type.
Right. Well, I think I'm done playing, actually. I'll see you guys later.
Was it something you said? Pyrrha. I'm not Pyrrha, Nora. Women. Oh my god, I love that. I have to see. I have to watch that card game scene again like 100 times. Oh, she's thinking
Well,
of all the
This
White
has certainly
Fang
been an
moments.
eventful evening. I'm sure that after a night of thwarting attempted robbery, you probably just want to go home and take a nap.
This takes place right after chapter
I
16.
was hoping that
Yes!
Maybe we could have a chance.
Makes sense. Makes sense that they would have a conversation
As
right
you
after
know,
something
in
like
order
that.
to enroll at my academy, students must first pass a rigorous entrance exam. Most applicants spend years of preparation training at one of the many combat schools around the world. You are one of the few who did not. And you passed the exam with flying colors.
I was raised outside the kingdoms. If you can't fight, you can't survive.
Well, you have most certainly survived, Blake. I admire your drive, and I am proud to run a school that accepts individuals from all walks of life. Rich, poor, human, faunus.
Oh, well, I'm not surprised that he
Why
knows.
do I
He's
have
kind of
no
like that
idea?
all-knowing
Why hide
headmaster
who
kind
you
of.
are?
You may be willing to accept the faunus, Professor Ozpin, but your species is not.
True. But we are continuing to take strides to lessen the divide.
True.
With all due respect, you need to start taking some larger strides. Until then, I'd rather avoid any unnecessary attention. I want people to see me for who I am, not what I am.
And what are you?
I don't understand what you're asking.
How did you know the White Fang would be at the shipyard tonight?
I didn't. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
You wouldn't have been the first.
Oh, yeah?
But what happened tonight was not an isolated incident. I may be your headmaster, but I am also a huntsman. And it is my sworn duty to protect this world from the forces that conspire against it. Blake, are you sure there is nothing else you would like to tell me?
Damn, that's like something Dumbledore would ask Harry.
Very well.
No, he knows.
Time.
Yo, he knows that she used to be part of the White Fang, but he was just
You
testing
need
her to
to
see
talk
if
to me.
she would trust him enough to tell him the truth.
Please don't hesitate to ask.
Well, there you go.
Ugh, we should have never let him play. You're just mad because the new guy beat you.
Oh,
See, if you had just
oh
attacked
Neptune
her, I
must have
told
kicked
you
their ass in the
this
card
wouldn't
game. Ah,
happen.
dude.
Stop. Lately, you've been quiet, antisocial, and moody.
Have you met Blake?
Which
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking.
But you've been doing it more than usual, which, quite frankly, is unacceptable. You made a promise to me, to all of us.
Oh, Weiss's music
that
in
you
the
would let us
background.
know if something was wrong.
Wow.
So, Blake Belladonna, what is wrong?
Yo, what? That's hilarious. Oh my god, I love it. I love everything about this chapter.
I don't understand how everyone can be so calm.
You're still thinking about Torchwick?
Torchwick, the White
Dude,
Fang,
this
all
music
of
is
it.
the opening
Something
for
big is happening and no one is doing anything.
Volume
about
2,
it.
right?
Ozpin told us not to worry. Between the police and the
I think
huntsmen,
so.
I'm sure they could handle it.
Well, I'm not. They don't know the White Fang like I do.
That's something you could have shared with.
Between
Well,
blowing
actually,
up nightclubs, stopping thieves, and
that's
fighting
only
for
the first
freedom,
conversation
I'm
he
sure
had
the
with
three of you
Ozpin.
think you're all ready to go out and apprehend these ne'er-do-wells. Who? But let me once again be the voice
who?
of reason. We're students. We're not ready to handle this sort of situation. Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
we're not ready.
And we may never be ready. Our enemies aren't just gonna sit around and wait for graduation day. They're
True.
out there somewhere planning their next move, and none
Literally,
of
they
us know
are.
what it is, but it's coming, whether we're ready or not.
Okay.
What are you guys gonna
For
do
becoming
though?
the youngest hunter sis to single-handedly bring down a corrupt organization conspiring against the Kingdom of Vale. Say I. Yes.
I love it when you're feisty.
Well, I suppose it could be fun. None of you said I.
All right,
I
then.
said I.
We're in this together.
Let's hatch a plan. Yeah.
Yes.
I left my board game in the library. We're doomed. I'll be right back.
Oh man.
Oh gosh, sorry. Are you okay?
Watch out,
Fine.
Ruby. You're gonna knock.
Just watch for your
Oh, what?
Right, sorry.
Dude!
I'm Ruby. Are you new?
Visiting from Haven.
She's here too! They've infiltrated the school already?
Ooh, you're here for the festival. Oh, but exchange students have their own dormitory.
I guess we just got turned around.
Don't
my
worry, happens
God.
all the time. Your building is just east of here.
Thanks. Maybe we'll see you around.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, and welcome to Beacon.
That's why it's called Welcome to Beacon. Freaking welcome to Cinder and her gang. Dude, what the hell? She's gonna. Oh, I burned it. What a way to end it. It's like Cinder's gonna burn the school to the ground, bro. Dude, I love this song. on Team RWBY and Juniper together. I love it. I love it. I love everything about this chapter. Oh my god. Dude, they've already infiltrated the school. Is this phase 2 of their planned infiltration? Oh my god, they're... Okay. I gotta watch this episode again for like 100 more times and I'll come back with the discussion, alright? I'll see you guys later. Silhouette against the bow, dude, yes! Alright guys, welcome back to the discussion portion for RWBY Volume 2, Chapter 2, Welcome to Beacon. And what a name, Welcome to Beacon. I was like, oh, they're gonna welcome new students. They did welcome new students, but the wrong kind of new students, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, I must have rewatched this chapter like at least half a dozen times. And just from the card game, man, that card game scene is probably my favorite scene in RWBY, my favorite like non-action scene in RWBY thus far, because I'm a huge fan of, you know, TCG and the trading card game world. And, you know, that just brought back all my nostalgic feelings, but... Hold on. I'll get to that in time. But the first thing I really wanted to discuss is like that just from that first scene in the Volume 2, Chapter 2 is like, you know, that panning sort of drone hover shot where you see the Ironwood's fleet coming in and, you know, you get to see like the much more detailed and crisp and like beautifully designed landscape of the, you know, Beacon Academy. And you can just tell from that scene alone, like Rooster Teeth really amplified their graphic engine and really improved from Volume 1, not just from the environment, but also like the character designs, character movement, the facial features, simple things like hair moving. Huge props to Rooster Teeth for improving their visual design and graphic engine from Volume 1 to Volume 2. I just wanted to like mention that because it was so noticeable, specifically in this chapter in particular, you know? We got introduced to our new character, General Ironwood, who is actually from Atlas, which I believe is the same location where Weiss is from. And General Ironwood, well, actually the name Ironwood really struck a chord in me because I remember playing a Telltale's Game of Thrones game, and in that game you actually play as members of House Forrester, and they're in charge of this natural resource called Ironwood, which they used to build shields and stuff. And that just like, you know, that just hit me like in the brain a little bit. I was like, oh, okay, Ironwood, that's pretty cool. Yeah, but General Ironwood, not only is he a general of like, you know, the army of Atlas, but he's also a headmaster of an academy just like Ozpin. And, you know, that's why they're friends and they kind of know each other. And he knows Glenda on a first name basis. And I don't know if there's like a history there, but oh well, I don't want to speculate too much, but I'm sure a ship exists for the two of them. But Ironwood is here because of, you know, to bring his students to participate in the Vital Festival tournament. However, that's not his only purpose. He actually got the message from Crow as well, which was the Queen has pawns, and that's why he has assembled a military force of over hundreds of soldiers, and he brought them over, which Ozpin and Glinda didn't seem too happy about because, you know, a show of force like this might actually disrupt the, you know, the Vital Festival and, you know, make the population a little bit more scared and frightened of why such a show of force is necessary, you know. But I can definitely see where Ironwood is coming from because you don't know where the forces of darkness are assembling. That's why you have to show like some sort of military might. But in this case, I would have to agree with Ozpin a little bit more. Maybe showing this massive amount of military might can actually have the opposite effect of by raising questions and fear within the general population. Not only that, it also alerts the opposition of what you're about to do. And that's why I wish that if General Ironwood had actually brought over his forces, I wish he'd brought over an elite military force as opposed to hundreds and hundreds of soldiers that are much more visible. I wish he would have done it in a much more clandestine fashion so that if ever a need arose to mount an opposition, they would have been able to do it in a way that makes the opposition less aware to your efforts, so less aware to what you're doing, so that you can mount a much more, you know, you can have the element of surprise, I should say, or you can maintain the element of surprise in that way. But I can definitely see where Ozpin is coming from. I can definitely see where Ironwood is coming from. It'll be interesting to see where the story moves from here on out. Now, that all being said, the next thing I really want to talk about is the amazing card game. Oh my god. And I love these little moments. It's the little things that really get me, you know? I'm a huge fan of the trading card game. I used to play tons of Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to collect Pokemon cards. I used to collect Digimon cards. I used to collect Magic the Gathering. I collected even Harry Potter cards at one point. So this episode really brought the feels in me, and I just loved how it introduced, like, you know, a little bit more aspects of everybody's character. You see like Yang and RWBY are super into the card game, you know. They've obviously played it a whole bunch of times back at home, and Weiss is kind of not sure, but when she gets into the game, boy does she get into into the game, and then you see that Ice Queen come out, and she like, you know, has this like diabolical plan to take over the world of Remnant, you know, all that kind of stuff. But you know, Yang starts to help Weiss, and he's like, you know, talking about cards like, you know, Giant Nevermore, Desert Scavenge, Sandstorm, Resourceful Raider, all these cool names. And Yang seems to be a master of, you know, activating trap cards. And then they all talk about like, you know, card special effects and like, you know, magic cards and all that kind of, well, not magic cards, I would assume they're aura cards. And each of the members of the Team RWBY are the different continents of the world of Remnant. And actually, I in previous chapters, I did know that, you know, there's the continent of Vale, of Vacuo, where Sun is from, and of course Atlas, where Weiss is from, and now we know that Neptune, the new character, is actually from a place called Haven. So now we got all 4 continents that we're fully aware of. I think some of you commenters have actually mentioned that in the comment section before, but I think my moderator kind of hid it from me until a moment that I actually would be able to like know it for myself. And I love like Team Juniper, like you can see like their individual characters, like, you know, you see Ren is like very focused on his studies, and Pyrrha also, and then Nora is like completely passed out and like just dreaming about pancakes, which tells you a lot about where Nora's mindset is. John is actually reading like an X-Men comic. Well, actually it's called X-Ray Jab or something like that, but it's so funny, like all these like weird references to like card games and like comics, and then Pyrrha takes it away and starts reading it instead. I absolutely love it. John wants to join in on the game, and Weiss is like, nah. And John's like, you can trust me with that shit. You trusted me with Blake's secret, and everybody's like, no, hold up, which was funny because, like, you know, Weiss is revealing the secret of Blake to Team Juniper, which is fine because they're all, you know, good friends and stuff, but I feel like that's Blake's secret to reveal instead. Oh man, I freaking love that scene. Like I said, it's probably my favorite scene in RWBY thus far. That's not an action scene, because it's just fun and it gives you a lot more into their characters, and it's just, I just love it. And then that actually plays into, you know, the next scene, which Blake is actually contemplating what happened after the events of chapter 16, you know, after, you know, the confrontation with the White Fang and Torchwick and the crazy nunchaku battle, you know what I'm saying? And like she thinks about, you know, the conversation she had with Ozpin, which is a conversation with I thought was definitely necessary, because after an event like that, I mean, you know, the public was aware of it. I'm sure Beacon Academy became aware of it, and Ozpin, you know, brought Blake aside to actually discuss that. And speaking of Ozpin is kind of like that all-knowing headmaster that kind of knows more than he's letting on, I feel like. And so even though he asks Blake, is there any more you need to say, which is kind of a pure Dumbledore thing to ask, you know, I think he clearly knows that Blake was a member of the White Fang initially, and then just wanted to get Blake to reveal it to herself so that he would know that Blake sort of trusts him. But clearly this is just the first conversation they've had, so that asking Blake to trust Ozpin right away is kind of like a little bit too much, I believe, despite the fact that, you know, he's the headmaster of the school and also a quite proficient hunter, I would assume as well. But that all being said, I think Blake handled the question that Ozpin asked very, you know, well. As a matter of fact, I think she kind of proved her point and proved her position as a member of the Faunus community very well. But that all being said, that conversation I felt was very necessary and gave a lot more into, like, you know, how much Ozpin knows, how much Blake knows. And clearly, you know, towards the end, you see that Blake obviously reveals, you know, her worries and, like, you know, the adults can't handle everything. They don't know everything that's going on. We have to, like, you know, do something. We have to make a move. Weiss is a little bit more hesitant because she, you know, she understands the, you know, the limitations. They're basically still kids, you know, despite their amazing prowess and abilities, they're still kids. But everybody seems to be super pumped to, like, sort of stir the bottle, so to speak, and see what manifests. And I'm super excited to get into it. I just hope they don't get into any sort of trouble, but seeing as how, you know, chapter 16 ended, I'm pretty sure they're gonna find trouble regardless, or rather trouble will find them, which ends up finding them at the end, because RWBY pretty much runs out to try and get her board game back from the library and knocks into the freaking trio of evil, the Trinity of Darkness. They all infiltrated the school, and what a way to infiltrate. They basically took the advantage of the opportune moment, because all these students are coming in from different academies, and so they just sneaked in with, I guess, like, fake IDs and stuff. Oh wait, you know what? even worse than that. I mean, the way the chapter 1 started with cold-blooded murder, what if they actually killed freaking students and took their spot, man? I don't even know. This shit is getting dark, you know what I'm saying? But oh my god, their attire and their uniforms look like they were from a different academy. I don't know which academy they're like pretending to be from, but oh my god, they've already infiltrated. This is phase 2 of their plan, or at least I'm assuming this is what they meant by phase 2. School infiltration. They're gonna, oh, I don't even know what's gonna happen, but I really hope Team RWBY's gonna be alright. I hope Team Juniper's gonna be alright. Oh my god. And I think Ozpin definitely is aware of stuff that's going on, but maybe not in like a more specific way. But I trust Ozpin to have like a plan for something, you know, like this. But oh my god, we'll see what happens. This chapter is so fun and crazy and chaotic, and I don't even know, dude. Calm down, let it all out. Now tell me what you guys thought. I mean, is there something I missed or I forgot to mention or failed to notice while watching this chapter? I feel like, you know, I love hearing you guys' wonderful comments, because I learned vast majority of my knowledge of the world of RWBY just from you guys. And of course, my moderator goes through all the comments to make sure there are no spoilers, but I feel like you guys have done such a wonderful job already about trying to remain spoiler free. So please continue to do so, and please leave down in the comments what was your favorite part about this chapter. You know, did you guys love the card game? Are you guys excited or felt as nostalgic about the card game as I did, and about the X-Men comic and everything about these characters in general? Oh, just share you guys' enthusiasm, share you guys' excitement, and I'll see you guys later at the next volume chapter reaction. All right, until then, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Thanks again for watching, and if you enjoyed this reaction, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you later.